Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're doing something absolutely fascinating. We are going to take a single, tightly constructed 43-word source text and completely dissect it. We're going to reveal the hidden architecture of how a simple string of text actually acts as a masterful director's script for a digital brain. It's pretty amazing how just a few well-chosen words can command an entire reality into existence, and that is exactly what we're going to explore.
Here's how we'll break things down today. First, the ultimate digital blueprint. Then, framing time and format, subject, setting, and emotion. Painting with neon light. Directing the virtual camera. And finally, the final render.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the ultimate blueprint. It's time for a little forensic deconstruction.
Take a look at this block of text. At first glance, it just looks like a giant run-on sentence. But it is actually a masterclass in modern digital instruction. It's a highly precise set of commands, and every single comma, every single adjective serves a distinct structural purpose in guiding a digital generation engine.
If you count them up, you get exactly 43 words. That's it. It literally takes just 43 words to perfectly construct an entire digital reality. We aren't talking about pages of a screenplay or complex coding languages here. We're talking about 43 conversational yet hyper-specific words used to build a world entirely from scratch. Moving right along to Section 2, Framing Time and Format. This establishes our initial boundaries.
Notice how this starts. Cinematic, 10-second, seamless loop video. It doesn't jump straight into the subject of the lighting. Instead, it establishes the precise temporal boundaries and the format. It's essentially telling the digital brain what the physical container of this reality is going to be, before putting anything inside it.
And that phrase, seamless loop, isn't just an aesthetic vibe. It is a hardcore temporal boundary. By instructing a seamless loop, the text forces the digital generation to perfectly match its ending frame to its starting frame. It creates this infinite, self-contained moment in time.
Okay, on to Section 3, Subject and Emotion. Time for casting and set design.
Here's where we get our core subject, a lonely young character. But they aren't just floating in a void, right? They're immediately anchored in a highly specific environment, standing in a dimly lit, rainy street at night. In just a handful of words, we have our who, our where, and the exact atmospheric condition of the scene.
But it goes deeper than just physical descriptions. It layers on a psychological command, sad and deep emotional expression. This is wild because the text is literally telling the digital brain exactly what internal feeling to project onto the character's face. It's dictating the internal life of the scene. This totally highlights the difference between just stating who is there versus demanding the exact emotional weight they need to carry. We go from a basic physical presence, a totally blank actor, to a vibrant, highly emotional performance.
Next up, Section 4, Painting with Neon Light. The text is officially our lighting director.
Look at how specific this gets. Neon blue and purple light reflections in puddles. It doesn't just ask for cool lighting. It demands exact colors, and even more importantly, how those colors have to physically interact with the wet ground. The engine actually has to calculate light bouncing off water to illuminate our dimly lit street.
And then we hit this incredible phrase, slow motion raindrops falling. By adding slow motion, the text literally dictates the physics of the environment. It alters the flow of time to really dial up that atmospheric, melancholic mood.
Let's move to Section 5, the virtual camera. It's time to establish our lens mechanics.
We see this exact phrase pulled straight from the source, cinematic depth of field. Make no mistake, this isn't a suggestion about the vibe. This is a strict, highly technical instruction for the digital camera capturing the scene.
What that means is keeping the main subject in sharp focus while intentionally blurring out the background, so your eye stays absolutely locked on the character. While those neon puddles we just built, they become this gorgeous, artistic, blurred backdrop. The text is quite literally pulling focus. Finally, Section 6, the final render. Time for quality control.
The text wraps up with photorealistic 8K resolution. These final words are the ultimate quality control parameters. They make absolutely sure we aren't getting an animated cartoon or a pixelated mess, but a pristine, ultra-high-definition, lifelike image.
When you isolate these technical descriptors, you really see the precision required to command a high-end output. The whole emotional and atmospheric core of the scene is sandwiched right between these hard, unyielding specs, cinematic at the start, photorealistic in 8K at the finish.
So zooming all the way out, you can see the full architecture here. It layers commands sequentially. Format first, then subject and setting. It dials in the lighting and physics, and locks it all down with the camera and technical specs. It is a perfectly ordered blueprint with zero ambiguity.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, staggering thought. We just unpacked the crazy architecture packed into a single 43-word sentence. If just 43 carefully chosen words can direct a digital brain to build an entire, emotionally resonant, photorealistic world down to the slow-motion raindrops, what on earth happens when we write a whole page? It absolutely makes you rethink the power of language in the digital age. Thanks for exploring this with me.